Welcome to e-resources for teachers and students at the Harnett County Public Library. In this video, we'll cover how to get started with our Overdrive collections in e-ink and NC Kids. Before we get started, you may be wondering, what is Overdrive? Overdrive is the public library's primary resource for electronic books and audiobooks. At the Harnett County Public Library, we are actually members of two Overdrive collections, the e-ink library and the NC Kids Digital Library. Both of these collections include thousands of items, including picture books, chapter books, audiobooks, and even video. The main difference between these two collections is their target audiences. The e-ink collection includes content for people of all ages, including children, teens, and adults, while the NC Kids Digital Library focuses on content for children in pre-K up through grade 8. There are only two things that you need to get started with Overdrive: an internet-connected device, usually a computer or mobile device such as a smartphone or tablet, and either a public library card or a student ID number. All Harnett County school students are automatically eligible to access Overdrive with their student IDs. There are a few different ways to access and use Overdrive. One way is to log in through our Overdrive collection websites. That's the first method I'm going to show you today. But you can also access Overdrive content on your mobile device using the Libby app. I'm going to show you how to check out and download items in Libby as well. Let's get started. We're going to start at the library's homepage, so that's at www.harnett.org/library, and I'm going to navigate up here to this Books and More tab and scroll down to eBooks and More. Alright, and you'll notice these first two links up here at the top are the links to our two Overdrive collections. So we're members of e-ink and NC Kids. I'm going to start with e-ink, and that's going to route me to the e-ink homepage. So this homepage includes several different curated collections that switch out periodically. As I mentioned before, e-ink includes items for people of all ages, including small children, teens, and also a very large collection of items for adults. But if you scroll up to the top, you can also browse the collection by different terms. So we can browse by ebooks, by audiobooks. There are also magazines included in e-ink and also video. But we can also browse by two different age groups here, so we can narrow the collection down to just items for kids by clicking on the Kids tab, or we can just look at items for teens by clicking on the Teens tab. I'm going to click back here so I can show you up here at the top. There's also a search bar, so you can search in e-ink by title, author, series, or keyword. So I'm going to search for author Jason Reynolds. And you'll notice as I start typing in his name, we get some suggestions in the search here for items that might match my search criteria. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Jason Reynolds. And that's going to show me all of the items in the collection that match my search results. And you can see right away some of the different types of items that are included in e-ink. So ebooks are indicated by a little ebook icon, and audiobooks by a little audiobook icon. I'll also point out that you'll notice at the top of these items, some of them say waitlist and some of them say available. So just like when you're checking out physical items at the physical library, where there are only so many copies of the physical item available on the shelf, the same is true with our digital collection. So we only have so many digital copies of each item. So if all of the copies are currently checked out, you can put yourself on the wait list. And once your name comes up on that list, the digital library will let you know and give you instructions for how you can go in and access that item that you were on hold for. I'm going to go ahead and click here on an item that's available, and that's going to take me to the item details page. That includes some additional descriptive information about the book. I'm including reading level information over here on the right. But once I've decided I'm ready to check out this item, I can just go ahead and click on Borrow. Alright, and this is the page where it's going to ask me to log in with my library information. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that Harnett County Public Library is selected up here at the top. And then for a library card holder, you're going to put your library card number in this library card number field. And if you are a student, you're going to put your student ID number in this field. I'm a library card holder, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that number in here now. Right, for library card holders, your PIN number is usually going to be the last 4 digits of the phone number that we have on file for you. If you're a student, this PIN number is going to be the last 4 digits of your student ID number. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and click on Borrow. And that's going to send that item to my bookshelf. So you can access your bookshelf by clicking on this little icon up here in the upper right hand corner that looks like 3 books leaning against each other. And that's going to take you to all of the items that you currently have checked out. You can have up to 4 items checked out at any one time in e-ink, but if at any point you would like to return a book early, all you have to do is click on this return button down here underneath the item and click return title, and that'll instantly return it to the collection. You'll also notice up here at the top it tells me how many days I have left with each item. And like I said, you can return items early if you like, but if your items expire, they simply return themselves to the library. You don't have to worry about overdues or returning the items on your own. They just automatically return themselves for you. Alright, so here's some examples of some of the different items that are available in Overdrive. This first one up here is a chapter book. So we can send this to our Kindle device. We can also download it as an ebook, but we can also read it directly in the browser. So I'm going to click on that now. And that's going to open up this book in another tab in my browser. And you simply can click to the right of the pages to scroll through them. And by clicking anywhere inside of the book, it'll expand out some additional options, including this timeline at the bottom that keeps track of your progress through the book. You can also use these options up here to switch between a single page or double page. You can also search within the book if you like. And then clicking these 3 lines up here in the upper right hand corner will expand out some additional options, including the option to browse by chapter. Also by bookmarks. You can place bookmarks throughout the book. And you can also change your reading settings, and that includes changing the text scale, making the text either smaller or much larger. You can also change the lighting, so books default to black on white, but you can also change them to sepia, which is kind of a dark brown on kind of a beige color. And you can also change to white on black. You can also change your font. So if you prefer to read with the sans serif font, you can use the sans serif font option here to change the text in your book. There's also an option down here to use this open dyslexic font, and this removes the serifs on the characters and kind of rounds the characters out and places more weight on the bottom of the characters, and this is meant to improve readability for readers with dyslexia. And once you're done with the book, all you have to do is close out of it to get back to your bookshelf. I'll show you here what an audiobook looks like. So I'm going to click on Listen Now in Browser. Right, and this too is going to open up in another tab in your browser. And this is pretty simple. You just click on the big play button
Recorded
to play.
Books and One Click Digital present Booked by Kwame Alexander.
And you do have some additional options up here on the right, so you can either speed up or slow down the narration. You can also activate a sleep timer, and just like with our chapter books, you can also insert bookmarks if you like. I'm going to go ahead and close out of the audiobook, and the last thing I want to show you is a picture book. So I'm going to click on Read Now in Browser next to my picture book. And this functions very similarly to the chapter book. You just click to the right to scroll through the pages, and you can also switch between single page or double page, and you can also zoom into the text and the pictures if you like to. Right, and then just click on Done, and then close out of the book to get back to your bookshelf. Alright, so that is e-ink. I'm going to go back to my library homepage now, and we're going to look now at the NC Kids Digital Library. So I'm going to go back to that Books and More tab, and then eBooks and More, and now I'm going to choose NC Kids. And you'll notice right away this is very similar to the interface we saw with e-ink. Again, these collections on the homepage switch out periodically, but with NC Kids, you're limited to just items for children around pre-K up through grade 8. I'll also point out, as you scroll down to the bottom, two collections that are always available in the NC Kids Digital Library are the Battle of the Books books for elementary school and the Battle of the Books books for middle school. So if you have children or parents who are struggling to find copies of those books, they can always access them in NC Kids. I'm going to scroll back up to the top now. I'm going to log into my account. So same as with e-ink, this is either your library card number or your student ID number. All right, and there are two special kinds of books that are included in NC Kids that I want to show you, and these are both read-along books. And there are read-along books for kids that are picture books, and then there are also read-alongs for older kids that are within the graphic novel format. I'm going to start here with the picture book that's a read-along, and I'm going to just go ahead and click on the Read Now in Browser button, and again that's going to open up in another tab in my browser. And I can just click on Start Narration to start the book.
Pete the Cat, Robo Pete by James Dean. What a great sunny morning. Pete can't wait to play baseball
You'll notice as this reads through the book, it also highlights the text as
with
it goes.
his friends.
And it turns the pages. It turns the pages as it goes. So that's a really cool feature in NC Kids. I'm going to close out of that and also show you what a read-along graphic novel for older kids looks like. All right, so I'm going to start the narration.
What are you doing, Kyle? I'm building a clock. Where do the batteries go? Yeah, and where's the second hand? This clock doesn't need them. What kind of clock is this? It's a sundial.
All right, so you'll notice, just like with the picture book, this will scroll through the pages as it reads and also highlights the text as it reads through it. So I'm going to close out of that. And so those are both the website versions of Overdrive, and that's how you can really get started with orienting yourself with the collection and the kinds of items that are available. However, if you prefer to use Overdrive on a mobile device such as a tablet or a smartphone, you can also access Overdrive using the Libby app. So I'm going to transition onto my iPad now and show you how to access Overdrive in Libby. I already have Libby installed on my device, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it to open up the app. And the first thing I want to draw your attention to is this icon in the upper right hand corner. If you tap on that, that'll expand out and show you all of the different libraries and library cards that you have registered to your device. Now, I have already registered cards and libraries to this particular device, but if you would like more information about how to get started with Libby, including registering cards and libraries, you can refer to the video that's linked in the description below. Now you can see here that I have e-ink and NC Kids registered. And if I click on See Library Cards, it'll show me all of the different library cards that I have registered to the different Overdrive accounts within the Libby app. What's great about the Libby app is that it allows you to register multiple cards to multiple libraries on the same device. So in this example, I have two different cards here. One belongs to Sarah, and she's a teenager, so she has items that she can check out in e-ink. And then I also have her younger brother, Jack. And since he's a child, he can check out things in e-ink as well as NC Kids. And you'll notice if I tap on the NC Kids icon up here next to Library, here's Jack's card that's available in NC Kids. Now I'm going to go back and then click on Hide, and that's going to take me to the library interface in Libby. And this is very similar to what we saw with the website, but it's just optimized a little bit better for a mobile device. You've got those same curated collections that we saw on the website. You can also browse the collection by clicking on the Explore button, and that allows you to browse the collection by those kids and teens collections that we saw on the website. You can also search in the Libby app by clicking on the search icon up here at the top. And same as with the website, once I start typing in criteria, it'll start giving me suggestions. I'm going to click on author Marissa Meyer. And just like with the website, it's going to show me all of the different items that are available in that Overdrive collection by that author. And same as with the website, once you're ready to borrow something, you just click on borrow. And then you can select which card you'd like to check it out to. So this is Marissa Meyer. She's a teen author, so I'm going to check this out to my teenager. So I've got the teenager's card selected, and I'm going to click on borrow. Alright, and this little icon over here on the left indicates that this item is downloading to my device, and once you see the check mark, that means that it's available for offline use. So if I'm outside of range of Wi-Fi, I can still access this item. Alright, and once the item is downloaded, I can go back. I can select this link down here at the bottom to browse my bookshelf. Alright, and so I've got items here checked out to both Sarah and Jack. If I'd like to see who has which items checked out, I can just click on the little colored icon next to Manage Loan, and it'll show me whose card it's checked out to. If I want to view all of my loans on all of my cards, I can just scroll up and click on Loans. And that's going to show me all of the items that are checked out to all of my different library cards. Now if we scroll down, we'll see here is that book that I just downloaded. And to read that book, all I have to do is click on Open Book. And it's going to open it up on my device. So that's Overdrive. Thank you for watching this video from the Harnett County Public Library. Stay tuned for more resources for teachers and students.